Lance McCutcheon has made it easy for Sean McVay to put him on the 53-man roster, but will he get any playing time this year? That's what I'm going to be talking to you guys about in this video. So here we are on Twitter, and you can see here Lance McCutcheon going to work. So I want to play this from the beginning. This is obviously Bryce Perkins right here throwing an absolute bomb to Lance McCutcheon, and this is a very good play by Lance McCutcheon. I want to watch this again. Watch how he slows up because he sees that the ball's a bit underthrown. The cornerback just goes right past it, and Lance McCutcheon makes that absolutely amazing play. And Lance McCutcheon had 5 catches for about 76 yards yesterday, and we were all wondering, hey, is Lance McCutcheon going to have a bit of a pullback in his play in any of these preseason games? Obviously, he started out with a bang with almost 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in that first preseason week, and the Lance McCutcheon hype started. He followed it up with some really good play and almost a game-winning touchdown in the second week, and then obviously we were like, hey, is he going to slow down? No, he has 5 catches and this absolutely amazing catch. This man is just a deep threat, and it's something that the Rams can't have enough of. If I'm going to be honest, with Matthew Stafford at quarterback, we like to go deep. He likes to air it out, and someone who is making these plays like this, where he is on that sideline, slowing up, contorting his body, and catching that ball, that is something we can't get enough of. But I have a couple of different articles I want to go over on the Rams Wire. Les Snead hints at Lance McCutcheon making the Rams 53-man roster. So yeah, Lance McCutcheon has been one of the most fascinating players of the offseason for the Los Angeles Rams. The undrafted rookie out of Montana State is making a really strong push for the 53-man roster. If you ask me, I think there's no way that Sean McVay doesn't put him on the 53-man roster, as well as Les Snead. Leading the NFL in receiving yards in the preseason before putting up another great performance in the finale against the Bengals. In order to keep him on the team, the Rams might have to reserve 8 spots for wide receivers. That doesn't seem to be an issue for Les Snead, Sean McVay, and the rest of the coaching staff and front office. Personally, I don't really see the need to keep 8 wide receivers. I think you just keep Lance McCutcheon over a few of these wide receivers. Obviously, some of these wide receivers have put in great work for the Rams, and they're not going to just let him go like that. But Lance McCutcheon is showing real star potential here, and if they didn't want to hold 8 wide receivers, I can definitely make the case that he should at least be in that top 5 conversation in terms of our depth chart at wide receiver, just because of the overall upside that he does present. But obviously he's still rookie, and he didn't have all that great of production in college, so we don't want to just go off this 3-game span, but he did have a great training camp. So yeah, Lance McCutcheon is doing everything correct. During the Saturday's broadcast of the Rams-Bengals game, Les Snead said McCutcheon is doing his part to make it easy. When asked about his chances of making the team, he also said McVay loves receivers, so it's okay to have as many as possible. It's not certain that McCutcheon will make the team. If he doesn't, I think there would be uproar from this Rams fan base. But it sure does sound like he'll have a good chance to. We'll find out in the coming days with the Rams needing to trim the roster from 80 to 53 players by Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So very soon here, we'll see who's going to be on that 53-man roster. I'll make a video once that does come out. But I also want to answer the question for you guys, for you fantasy guys out there. Do you guys think you should be drafting Lance McCutcheon in your dynasty leagues? And I think you should be. I don't know exactly where he's going in any dynasty leagues, just because I haven't been in any. And also, Lance McCutcheon's draft stock has been rising, but I think it's okay to take a flyer on him, depending on the late rounds of your dynasty league. So that's all I'm gonna say. Lance McCutcheon is definitely something that you should be looking into in your dynasty leagues. Also, we have another little update from Bryce Perkins and the rest of the Rams. Lance McCutcheon and Bryce Perkins have made strong case for the 53-man roster. They both came into the preseason not knowing if they would make the 53-man roster. They knew they would have to earn these spots with strong play against the Chargers, Texans, and Bengals. But even then, it might not be enough. They're waiting to learn their future with the Rams in the next couple of days, with their final roster cuts coming by Tuesday at 4 p.m. I believe both of these players should make make the team. If we just take a look at some of these plays, obviously this is Bryce Perkins to Lance McCutcheon, but then look at this other play by Bryce Perkins. You can see here he is running, makes an absolute dirty spin move and gets the safety, makes that slide for the first down. I think that's an amazing play. Also, he had this play at the end of the game where he absolutely stiff arms a Bengals player, stays in bounds, and gets in that touchdown. So I mean, that's something that is very useful. And another thing that's actually extremely useful for the Rams is right here. Perkins would be the number 3 quarterback behind Matthew Stafford and John Wolford, just as he was last year. His athleticism makes him valuable as a scout team quarterback, especially this year with Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Trey Lance, Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott. There's a lot of different quarterbacks that we're going to need to get that type of look at when they are practicing for that team next in the next year. And John Wolford, while he is somewhat mobile, it's better for Perkins, or if we have Perkins, just because he does have that Kyler Murray-like athleticism and playmaking ability. So if we can have that in our practice, I think that will make it that much better for the Rams when they do play these teams. But yeah, I mean, we don't have to wait too much longer to see if Lance McCutcheon, Bryce Perkins gets spots on the team. I personally think they will both get spots on the team. McVay does too. He said both of those guys have done a great job. You'd be hard pressed to think that these guys haven't done what they could to earn that, and love both of those guys. So if you're getting that type of comment from Sean McVay, I don't think he just gives that to anyone, just anyone. Perkins totaled about 176 yards and 1 touchdown, while McCutcheon caught 5 passes for 76 yards, maintaining his lead for the most receiving yards in the NFL this preseason. Obviously, this is not going to translate to the actual NFL season, but I definitely think Lance McCutcheon could be a contributor and make his way up the depth chart throughout the season, and maybe even make a starting spot if his playmaking continues and he keeps working hard as he has throughout this offseason. And if it's not this year, I think it will be next year where he has a breakout season. I think he'll get a bit of playing time this year just because of the absolute threat he presents in the red zone, as well as a deep threat that he presents. I mean, the Rams are just falling in love with this guy. You can see by the views on my YouTube channel, you can see by the overall how much McCutcheon is being talked about online. Everyone's talking about McCutcheon needing more, or we need more Lance McCutcheon content. I think that's so true. But yeah, what do you guys think about Lance McCutcheon and Bryce Perkins? Do you think that they're going to get a roster spot? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you guys have any questions for me on different things about the Rams, you can leave those in the comment section below, or just talk about any of the takes I've had and let me know if you agree, disagree with them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe, comment on this video, and I will see you in the next Rams content video.